Have you ever wondered what existed before the beginning? Was there a clock ticking even before creation was born? Or does something called time not even exist? This question is not just scientific. It is a philosophical whirlpool where diving in makes every law of the universe feel unstable. Time, which we consider the foundation of life, that same time is perhaps just an illusion born from the structure of our brain, our memories, and an invisible trick of the universe's laws. Imagine you are in a world where clocks don't tick. There's no morning, no evening falls, no past, and no future. There is only now, but is now even a real experience, or just a construction of our experiences? Time, a continuously flowing experience, or a frozen picture. For us, time is like a stream. It flows from the past to the present, and then toward the future. But Einstein showed that this stream doesn't flow, but is spread out like a dimension. Like length, width, and height, time is just a direction, not a flow. When you walk through an alley, you don't just move through space, you also move forward through time. But there is no universal standard for that movement. Your clock can run differently from someone else's clock. Just because you are in motion or standing near a massive object. Isaac Newton versus Albert Einstein. Newton considered time an absolute universal truth. For him, time always moved at the same speed, equal for everyone. But Einstein completely changed this assumption. In 1905, he gave the theory of special relativity and showed that time changes according to speed. And then in 1915, general relativity proved that gravity also affects time. Just as heavy objects bend space, they also pull time. Like a heavy ball bends a flexible sheet. Black holes, where time freezes. Imagine you are near a black hole. You have reached very close to its event horizon, meaning the event horizon. There, for those watching from outside, you begin to slow down. Your hand waving takes centuries. You become blurry, and your image shifts toward the red color, as if the universe has slowed you down. But for you, inside yourself, everything is normal. Your heartbeat, your breathing, everything runs the same as before. This difference, this division, shows the relativity of time's experience, and this is Einstein's deepest prediction. Time is personal. Is time an illusion or an emerging property? Some scientists believe that time is not fundamental. It is an emerging property, like temperature. Temperature is actually the average of the collective motion of millions of molecules. Similarly, time is perhaps a mental organization of relationships between events. Physicist Julian Barber says there is no such thing as time, just a sequence of events, like a book of pictures. Every page is still, but the brain connects them to create a story. So when you see the clock hand moving forward, that is only confirmation of the illusion your consciousness is creating. The journey of light and time's zero. Photons, particles of light, travel at the fastest speed in the universe. And when something travels at the speed of light, time stops for it. Yes, for a photon, the journey from the sun to your skin is not 8 minutes, but happens in a single moment. For it, there is no before or after. What does this mean? Perhaps time is only for objects that move slower than the speed of light. And light doesn't feel time at all. GPS, Einstein's magic hidden in our pocket. Every day we use GPS to know directions, to find paths. But do you know this technology is only possible when we correctly apply Einstein's laws of relativity? GPS satellites are very high above the ground and move at very fast speeds. For both these reasons, their clocks run faster compared to Earth. If we don't correct this difference, your mobile will take you 10 kilometers away to some other place. That's why in the GPS system, time is adjusted daily. Time is no longer some absolute truth. It is an instrument we must tune every moment. What's next? We have only just touched the surface of time's illusion. In the next segment, we will descend even deeper into the block universe, twin paradox, and those questions that shake time's foundation. Does time flow, or is it already a vast frozen structure in which we are only moving forward with our consciousness? So before you settle down comfortably, pause for a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you truly enjoy my work. And yes, tell me in the comments below where in Asia you're watching from. Where are you relaxing tonight? Now dim the lights a little. Maybe turn on the fan so its gentle sound creates an atmosphere. And let's descend together into this journey today. Block universe, where every moment exists forever. Imagine you are standing in a room where time has stopped. The walls don't change, the clock hand doesn't move, and your breath is also still. Now think, is this stillness just an illusion? Or is this the reality? And movement is a lie that we have accepted as truth through our experiences. Block universe theory says exactly this, that time doesn't flow. It already exists as a frozen structure. Just like every page of a book contains the entire story, even though you are reading only one page at a time. Exactly the same way, every moment of the universe, every instant is already there. Your birth, childhood, first love, last breath, everything is written on different pages of this cosmic book. Now can be an illusion. Our brain feels that we are in the present. We are in now, and this now is constantly moving forward. But what if this is only a game of our memory? Julian Barber, whom we mentioned earlier, believes that now is only one of those frames that we keep joining. According to him, time is not a river. It is a collection of nows, different pictures like a slideshow. Every now is complete in itself, but our brain joins them to create the illusion of time. Einstein and time's stillness. When Einstein's close friend died, he wrote in a letter, "For us physicists, the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubborn illusion." This is a deep statement. Its meaning is that every moment, past, present, and future, are equally real. No moment is less or more real. The result is that death is not an end. It is only reaching that page which was already there. Is all this a sign of fate? This question is troubling in itself. If the future is already decided, if every event is already recorded in the block universe, then does our free will have any meaning? Some scientists say yes. Your choices are also part of that block. What you choose is an extension of your freedom, even though it already exists in that structure. Like a book's page is already written, but when you read it, only then does the meaning emerge. There is comfort in this too. If every moment exists, then that person you have lost, that moment when you hugged someone, or that smile that has now become a memory, are all still alive somewhere. You are just not on that page, but that page has not been burned. Memory, a window looking into the past. One interesting thing is that we can only remember the past, not the future. But why? The answer is entropy, meaning disorder. We can remember the past because it was more organized, more ordered. Every memory, every mark came from a less disorderly state. The future, where disorder is more, there we have no memory because we cannot form it. Take a simple example of this: a broken glass. We can see that it broke, but we have never seen it join back together on its own. This is time's one-way arrow, the arrow of time, which only points toward increasing disorder. When time's direction reverses. Now think, what if it ever happens that entropy in the universe starts decreasing? If everything starts becoming organized again, then will time's direction reverse? This question is still open, and this is what makes time so mysterious. Why do we remember? The structure of our brain itself gives birth to this illusion. We understand events in sequence. We create patterns in our brain, one after another. But is this sequence, this rule, universal or just biological? Some scientists say time is only an emerging perception that only comes into existence when the observer, meaning you, looks at the universe. You feel time because you remember it, but in the universe, there is no such thing as memory. Is death the end? According to block universe theory, maybe not. Just like a childhood photo of yours is still the same today, in that part of the universe, every moment of yours is frozen forever. You are just not on that moment, but that page has not been burned. What will we know next? Now that we have seen time as a frozen block, in the next segment, we will reach the twin paradox, when two twins move at different speeds and time flows differently for them. One grows old, the other stays young. Is time truly fair, or is it also part of that illusion we call experience? Twin paradox, one universe, two ages. Imagine two twin brothers. Let's name them Arav and Ved. Both born on the same day, same time, same place. Childhood identical, experiences similar, dreams shared. Then one day, Ved becomes an astronaut. He departs on a mission, in a spacecraft that travels very close to the speed of light. Arav stays on Earth. Years later, Ved returns. Arav is now old. Wrinkles on his face, white hair, tiredness in his eyes. But Ved looks exactly the same as when he left, as if time never touched him. Is this science fiction? No. This is the real effect of special relativity, the twin paradox. Einstein and time's illusion. In 1905, Einstein showed that time's speed is not constant. The faster the speed, the slower time runs. This sounds strange, but experiments have proven it again and again. In 1971, the Hayfel-Keating experiment happened, where two atomic clocks, one was flown around in an airplane, the other stayed on the ground. The result: when both clocks were compared, the flying clock had less time passed. Now increase this. Reach the speed of light, and the difference becomes even deeper. Ved traveled at such fast speed that time slowed down for him, and years' duration on Earth was only a few months for him. Personal time. Everyone's now is different. We usually think that now is a shared experience, But relativity says every observer has their own now. Your now can be different from mine, just because you are moving or in a large gravitational field. This is like everyone speaking different languages, but all calling the clock time. Clocks don't lie. They just tell their truth, which doesn't match each other. Why can't now be universal? Imagine you are on Earth and your friend is on a spacecraft. For you on Earth, 2 explosions happen at the same time. But for that moving spacecraft, those explosions happen at different times. This is relative time. Your present can be someone else's past or future. So the question is, if now is different for everyone, then is there really any now at all? Or are we just living an illusion where the brain places events in a certain order? Gravity also bends time. Along with speed, gravity also affects time. This is called gravitational time dilation. The clock at Earth's surface runs slightly slower compared to the clock at a mountain peak because gravity is stronger below. And if you go near a black hole, time almost stops. This effect exists in our daily life too. GPS satellites adjust time every day because they are above Earth and moving at fast speed. Without this correction, your mobile won't show you the correct location. Twin paradox, the beauty of inequality. Many people see this paradox like this. This is unfair. Both are twins. Then why is one old and one young? But this is not unfair. This is nature's beauty. Time's flow depends on the path, like 2 travelers starting from the same city. One takes a straight road, the other a winding one. The distance might be the same, but the experience will be different. Similarly, the 2 twins. One went through fast speed and changes in gravity. The other didn't. That's why their time ran differently. Personal time, consciousness's mysterious depth. Your time doesn't run only by the clock's hand. It is woven from your heartbeat, your memories, your experiences. You think time is passing, but maybe you are just watching yourself change. Your consciousness connects every moment to the next moment. But is that sequence real, or just an illusion of your journey in a static universe? Maybe the universe is static, and only you are changing. Warning and inspiration. We go to the stars. If humanity ever embarks on interstellar travel, then we will have to count new definitions of time. I will return soon. This sentence will have different meanings for the astronaut and the Earth dweller. Maybe some traveler returns in 5 years, but 50 years have passed on Earth. Love, family, friendship, everything will be counted in new equations. Conclusion, is time fair? The twin paradox teaches us that time is not fair. It is only based on circumstances. Speed, gravity, experience. It gives us a deep message. Time changes according to you, and maybe existence too. Black holes, where time stops and the universe forgets to breathe. Imagine you are sitting in a spacecraft, and right in front is a huge, dense black sphere. No light, no glow, only a darkness that swallows everything. This is a black hole, the universe's most mysterious, most deadly, and most silent guide. But do you know that going near it can stop your time? Yes, let's find out why. What is a black hole? A black hole is such a celestial object whose gravitational power is so much that even light cannot escape from there. Its center, which is called the singularity, is a place where mass is infinite and space-time completely breaks. You think this is only a question of gravity, but this is a condition that tears apart time's soul. The event horizon, the outer edge of the black hole from where no object, not even light, can return, is called the event horizon. This is not a solid wall, but a boundary, a threshold beyond which going means bidding farewell to existence. But even before reaching it, strange games with time begin. Time freezes when seen from outside. Imagine you are on Earth and your friend is going toward a black hole in a spacecraft. As they approach the event horizon, their speed doesn't slow down, but for them, time slows down. You are watching them. Their pace becomes slower. Their hand waving seems to take centuries. They become blurry, and their image shifts toward the red color, as if the universe has slowed them down. From their own eyes, looking from the inside, everything is normal. Now see that same friend's situation who is near the black hole. For them, everything is normal. Their clock is ticking, heart is beating, thoughts are flowing. They are feeling time, as if nothing happened. This is the pinnacle of relativity. One event, two perspectives, two truths, and both are true. Why does time slow down? Near a black hole, gravity is very intense, and according to Einstein's general relativity, the stronger the gravity, the slower time runs. Very close to the event horizon, time slows down so much that it almost stops. If someone spends only 10 minutes there, thousands or millions of years could pass in the outside universe. This is not science fiction. This is real mathematics proven by experiments and observations again and again. Interstellar's emotional truth. In the movie Interstellar, one planet is located in the orbit of a black hole. Spending 1 hour there equals 7 years on Earth. Even though this sounds fictional, the physical laws behind it were calculated by scientists like Kip Thorne. This irregularity of time creates emotional division. For someone, time is passing. For someone, there is no time. Can you cross the event horizon? This is a strange question because the answer depends on your position. For you, yes, you can cross the event horizon without any interruption, without any pull or sudden change. No warning, no red line, only silence, and then a one-way trip. But for the outsider, you never appear to cross. You remain stuck there forever, as if the universe has paused you. Beyond time, can you see the end of the universe? Now imagine a dangerous scenario. You are very close to the event horizon. So close that time has almost stopped for you. From your eyes, the outside universe races forward. Stars extinguish. Galaxies collide. Civilizations rise and fall. Maybe you see the end of the universe in just a few moments. This sight is not scary. It is beyond experience. Is there time inside a black hole? At the center of the black hole lies the singularity. There, all physical laws disappear. Time as we know it may become non-existent there. Space-time's fabric is so bent that no direction, no meaning, no sequence remains. There is only emptiness, an infinity where mathematics, physics, and logic fail. Can black holes make us time travel? According to some theories, if we stay at the edge of a black hole, we can leap rapidly toward the future. You would remain in a place where time is slow and the outside world keeps moving forward. But remember, this journey is only toward the future, not toward the past. Conclusion: time's final prisoner. A black hole is not just an astronomical event, it is a philosophical challenge. It tells us that our time, our existence, and our consciousness are all questionable. Whatever we feel is perhaps only local experience. In a universe that says something different from every corner, the black hole says, "I don't swallow time. I only show that it was never yours." Light's timeless journey when speed transcends existence. Imagine sunlight falling on the petals of a sunflower. That light you saw left the sun 8 minutes earlier. 8 minutes. That's the distance at the speed of light between the sun and Earth. But now a question arises. For that photon that took flight from the sun and reached Earth, did it also feel 8 minutes? The answer is no. For that photon, no time passed between the sun and Earth. For it, there was only one moment: departure and arrival together. Photon and time's relationship. A photon, light's fundamental particle, travels at the speed of light, meaning about 300,000 kilometers per second. Now Einstein's special relativity says as any object approaches the speed of light, time slows down for it, and when it reaches the speed of light, time stops completely for it. This means for a photon, there is no before or after, only one now. Does this mean the photon has no sense of existence? No one knows if a photon feels or not. But we know this, according to physical laws, a photon's clock never ticks. For it, the universe is a still picture in which it is flying from one point to another in infinite present. For you, it may be light that came from a galaxy 13 billion years old. But for the photon, that distance is zero. Distance zero times zero, so did the journey happen. This is the most mysterious part. For us, a photon travels millions of kilometers. For it, no distance, no time. So did this journey not even happen? Does this mean that light is only a symbol of connection between 2 points, not a journey? Like pinning 2 points on a sheet and saying this thread went from here to there. But the thread didn't walk, it only connected. Light and the universe's past. When we look toward the sky through a telescope, we are seeing the universe's past. Why? Because light takes time to come from there to here, and the farther we see, the more we peek into the past. The images we get from the Hubble telescope are views of the universe billions of years old. But for the photons that came in these images, they didn't travel through time. They only completed the process of arriving instantly. So are we looking at the past through a medium that itself doesn't know the past? Photon and the end of experience. If you yourself were a photon, for you, there would be no evolution. No beginning, no end, no waiting. For you, everything would happen in a single moment. This imagination is unbearable for human consciousness because we experience chronologically. We make memories, we have hopes, but the photon is beyond all this. It knows no past, no future. It is only present and then vanished. Space-time's position of light. If we imagine a 4-dimensional universe, 3 dimensions of space, and 1 dimension of time, then a photon's path is not straight, but stable in space-time. It just appears and disappears. It is in itself a bridge through which we connect existence. We see And because of this seeing, we experience. But what is seen does not itself experience. Can we become like light? This question is deep, and the answer is not simple. If there were consciousness beyond time, would it be like a photon? Is the goal of meditation, samadhi, Brahman state, all this? An experience that is timeless? Did the great saints and sages experience the void that was momentary and eternal, like a photon? Because if you are beyond time, then you neither die nor are born. You only are. Conclusion: what does a photon teach us? A photon is not a teacher, but it shows us that time is not universal. If a particle doesn't feel time, it doesn't mean it is non-existent, but it shows that time is a special experience, and we are only seeing it from a limited point. One day, if we can step out of that point, maybe we too can see past and future together like a photon. Light, meaning the photon's timeless journey, gives us this understanding that the definition of journey is relative. From one perspective, a journey is measured in time passed from one point to another. But for the photon, this time doesn't repeat itself. Meaning, if we take you back, your experience from a timeless perspective would be so direct that we know where we started and where we must go. Like this point is a symbol of that line for us pointing towards some experience. So let's move forward. When time flows backward, cosmic countdown. Imagine you wake up in the morning and see the clock hands moving backward. Steam from coffee is going back into the cup. The fan is spinning backward. Your thoughts are not of the past, but of the future. Now this is not just a dream. This is a serious scientific concept. Can time really flow backward? And if so, can we go to the past? Or is this only a mathematical possibility far from reality? Time's direction, an illusion. We all feel time in one direction: past, present, and future. But look at Einstein's equations. They allow time to flow forward and backward equally. There is no rule here that says time can only flow forward. So why do we all experience it in one direction? The answer is entropy. When you drop a glass, it breaks. But have you ever seen a broken glass join back together on its own? No, because that would go against entropy. Entropy means the amount of disorder. Nature's law is that in closed systems, entropy always increases. And this is why time feels like it flows in only one direction. We remember the past because there was order there. We cannot see the future because disorder is increasing there. But what if entropy decreases? Now imagine, for some reason, the universe reverses entropy. Every particle, every energy, every wave starts returning to its old order. Then will time also start flowing backward? Some scientists believe yes, if entropy's direction flips, then our memories will also reverse. You will remember coming events and forget past things, but you won't call it backward because for you, that will be the future. This is the point where science and consciousness collide. Cosmic ending and rebirth. Now another imagination. Our universe is not expanding, but contracting. The universe born from the Big Bang is heading toward the Big Crunch. Every galaxy is coming closer. Every star is dying. Every distance is erasing. And at the end, everything once again fits into one point. Some scientists believe that in this contraction, time's direction may also reverse. Just as time moved forward in the beginning, similarly at the end, it goes backward. And then another Big Bang, another birth, another time cycle. A cycle of ages that knows no beginning or end. Double time universes. Some modern theories say that maybe our universe is not one, but two. One that we are experiencing, and another that is flowing in the opposite direction of time. Two twin universes, two opposite time directions, two opposite experiences. For us, some events past can be that other universe's future, and for them, we are only a story of yesterday. Time reversing at the quantum level. Quantum physics is the field where cause and effect are not clear. In some experiments, it has been seen that future states can affect the past. This sounds impossible, but mathematics says this. This theory tells us that time is only a possibility that consciousness turns into experience. Consciousness and time's direction. Now, if time can reverse, can consciousness also? Can our soul, our identity flow in that reverse direction? If time is only experience, then is this direction also only a matter of inspiration? Is memory of the future also possible? Do we experience coming events like premonitions? Is déjà vu only a glimpse across time's layers? Conclusion, time's river or illusion? Is time a river in which we are flowing? Or is it only a static ocean in which we sometimes rise and fall like waves in this direction and that direction? If time can reverse, then is death not life's end, but a journey in another direction? Maybe the universe doesn't die each time, but reverses. And we, in its every breath, create new forms, new sequences, new times. Now, we move toward that point where time's measurement was attempted, where humans imprisoned time in clocks, and science tried to mold it into calculations and equations. But can time really be measured? Or is it itself an illusion? And by measuring it, we are measuring ourselves. We measure time every day, wear watches, set alarms, fill calendars, and say time is passing. But one question remains. What we are measuring, does it really exist? Or is it only a reference, a system we have created for our convenience? Let's understand time's mathematical, scientific, and philosophical measurement in this segment. Clock's beginning, time's first captivity. Ancient civilizations connected time with the sun and moon. Mayan calendars, Egyptian water clocks, India's cyclical calculations, all connected time with natural events. But the real leap came when humans said, I want to measure every second, every moment. And that's when the clock came. First pendulum, then quartz, and today atomic clocks. Atomic clock, the most accurate measurement. In today's age, time is measured by the vibration of cesium atoms. 1 second is the duration in which a certain state of cesium-133 atom repeats 9,192,631,770 times. This definition is as complex as it seems, equally stable and reliable. But notice, we are not measuring time. We are measuring the difference between two events. A clock never captures time. It only measures a change. Time is not measured, change is. Humans only recognize time when something changes. The sun rises, time happened. The clock hand moved, time passed. A child grew up, years went by. But think, if nothing in the universe changed, could we say time passed? If all particles stayed in the same state, would something called time remain? This leads to the conclusion that time's measurement is only change's measurement. Newton's time versus Einstein's time. Isaac Newton said time is a universal river that flows equally for everyone. But Einstein said the river flows differently for everyone, and sometimes it stops. Newton's time was absolute. Einstein's time was relative. This change transformed physics's definition. Time was no longer a permanent external object, but a measurable experience. Confusion of time in quantum mechanics. When we come to quantum physics, both position and time become only possibilities. In a quantum system, you don't know a particle's position and motion. You only know their possibilities, and time, it is sometimes absent. In some equations, there is no place for time, like trying to understand the universe without a clock. Is this a sign that time is not fundamental, but only emergent? Thermodynamics and time's mathematics. In mathematics, time is denoted by t in equations. We hear terms like t equals 0, t equals infinity. But ever thought what this t represents? It is only a parameter, a point through which we give order to events. Time's calculation only happens when there is some other change with it. Energies transfer, motions change, or positions reversal. So is time really an object or just an indicator? Cosmic clock. Does the universe need time? The universe is 13.8 billion years old, we say. Time from the Big Bang until now. But does the universe know its own age? No. Time is only for us. For our consciousness, our calculations, our memory. In the universe, only events happen, and we place them in order. Time is perhaps only a supporting narrative we create to understand the universe. Is time a measurable object? Mathematics tells us you can measure the distance between 2 points, but this is only a distance, not an experience. Therefore, it is said, a clock doesn't show time. It only tells when you ask it. So do we measure time? Perhaps not. Only sequence that illusion which we call past experience. We don't capture time, we capture ourselves, our moments, our changes, and bind them in seconds. But deep down, all that happens in a moment. Now we move toward that most basic, most mysterious, and most complex question. Did time have a beginning? Because if time also has a beginning, it means before that there was nothing. But before beginning, what was there? This question itself challenges time's nature. Let's continue this journey. In the beginning, there was nothing. This sentence is often heard, but this thought is in itself a contradiction. Imagining nothing is also a kind of something. And if we say there was nothing, then where was that nothing and when? If time had a beginning, then what was before it? But the word before itself demands time. So are we trying to talk about outside of time? Big Bang, birth of time and space. Our universe's most accepted origin theory, the Big Bang theory, says that 13.8 billion years ago, all matter, energy, and space were compressed into one point. And at that moment, when this point exploded, the universe's expansion began. But notice, not only matter and energy, but space and time also emerged at that very moment. This means time itself started with the Big Bang. So what was before the Big Bang? Asking this question is like asking what is north of north. There is no direction beyond that direction. Similarly, before time, there is no before. Universe's beginning, a limit or illusion. Physicist Stephen Hawking gave an example. Imagine Earth is round. So can you say which was the first place on Earth? No. Reaching every point is possible, but there is no certainty of a first point. Similarly, he said that time also has a curve, a spherical dimension that has no starting point. Time is not a direction, but a curve connected to itself. Time equals change, so what changed in nothingness? Some scientists believe that time's beginning only happened when the first change occurred. As long as everything was still, no vibration, no energy, no movement, until then time had no meaning. Like you look at a photo. No motion, no story, just a scene. But as soon as a second scene comes, a narrative is created. Time is born only when comparison is made between two events. This gives rise to the idea that the beginning was not a point, but the first difference. Quantum fluctuations, movement even in void. Quantum physics says nothing is ever absolutely nothing. The vacuum, which we consider emptiness, even there, waves of momentary energy keep coming and going. These momentary events are called quantum fluctuations. According to some theories, our entire universe was born from such a quantum fluctuation. So if there is movement even in nothing, maybe time is also an experience of that movement. From nothing to something, is this possible? Ex nihilo nihil fit, a Latin saying, from nothing, nothing is created. But modern physics says maybe nothing is so full of possibilities that everything can emerge from there. But this nothing is also a concept that has rules, has energy, and has possibilities. So is emptiness an illusion? Did the universe's beginning happen from some planned pause? Or are we unable to understand that point of the universe where time itself becomes zero? Universe before the universe. Some theories, like the cyclic universe, say this universe is not the first. There have been universes before us that expanded, contracted, and then exploded. Again and again. Each time, a new time was born. Each time a new past was written. In this hypothesis, time has no beginning, but it is an infinite cycle. We are only one wave in time's ocean that doesn't know where it rose from. Is the idea of beginning a human limitation? The human brain wants a beginning for everything. Every story's first line, every journey's starting place. But maybe the universe is not something that has a beginning. Rather, maybe our consciousness's limits push us toward words like beginning. Maybe the universe has always existed. Maybe time was never born. Conclusion, beginning, or illusion. So did time have a beginning? Maybe the occurrence of a beginning is also an illusion. Time is not a line. It is a cycle. It is a wave. Or maybe a dream-like structured experience. If we set out to find time's beginning, we reach a door that doesn't open because that door is beyond our imagination. Now we descend into that depth where time's final breaths are taken, where the universe slowly cools down, stars extinguish, and time begins to stop because nothing new happens. In this segment, we ask, does time also have an end? Will time flow forever, or will it one day tire and stop? Imagine such a universe where no star remains. No heat, no motion, everything floating in darkness like frozen ash. This is that scenario which scientists call the heat death of the universe, or thermodynamic equilibrium. This is not just about energy. This is time's death, because when nothing is changing, what will time's measure be? Time exists as long as change exists. We feel time only when events happen. When something changes, only then do we say time passed. But what if there is no change at all? A universe where no star remains, no reaction, no heat, their time becomes lifeless. There, now, before, and after, all words become meaningless. Universe's timeline's final state. Let's create a timeline of the universe's future based on what science says. 1 billion years later, the sun will expand and swallow Earth. 100 trillion years later, stars will stop forming in galaxies. 10 to the power 40 years later, black holes will also slowly evaporate and end. 10 to the power 100 years later, no activity will remain. Only darkness, cold, and silence. This state is called heat death, where energy will be completely spread equally and entropy will be at its peak. Will time end here? Maybe yes, because time exists as long as events happen. But if everything is still, time has no meaning. This is like a frozen river that had possibilities of flow, but now nothing. Frame exists, but no movie. Structure exists, but no story. Can consciousness keep time alive? This is a deep question. Does time depend only on cosmic processes, or the presence of consciousness that sees it, experiences it? Does that keep time continuing? If in a dark universe, some being, some consciousness is still thinking, will it keep time awake? Or will consciousness itself become silent in that cold silence? Time's infinite expansion or final stillness. Some theories say the universe's expansion will become so fast that every object, every particle will be so far from each other that even light cannot reach. This is called the Big Freeze, where the universe will be vast, cold, and isolated. This is also a kind of time's end because relationships break, and when nothing connects to anything, time becomes personal experience, not universal reality. Can time return in a cycle? If we believe some theories, the universe can contract again. Like it expanded before, it contracts again. This idea is called the Big Crunch or cyclic universe. Here, time doesn't end but returns in a cycle. Time doesn't die, it only changes form, and each time a new universe, new time, new life is born. What is time's end for consciousness? If time stops, will consciousness also stop? Or can consciousness go beyond time to become eternal experience? Some philosophers say after death, when we experience nothingness, there is no end but liberation from time, where there is no sequence, no duality, only continuous presence. This state matches the universe's final state. There is no clock, no direction, only a calm ocean of all possibilities. Conclusion, time's final breath. So will time end. If we believe the universe's predictions, the answer is yes. Time will not end like a door closing. Rather, it will slowly dissolve into silence, like the final note of old music, soft, gentle, and then silent. That silence is time's meditation. Now we have reached that point where science, philosophy, and consciousness stand together staring at one question. Does time, which we have explained so much until now, not even exist at all? Is all this past, present, future only an imagined scenario created by our mind? This segment dares to lift time from its fundamental layer and completely reject it, because sometimes the deepest truth is what we have been seeing for years, but never questioned. Imagine you are in a room where there is no clock, no window, no sunlight, and no sound. You sit there and slowly realize that guessing how long you have been there becomes impossible. A few minutes or a few hours, the difference is not felt. Why? Because the sequence of events has been removed from your consciousness. Time, as we have seen, is an experience of relationships between events. But if there are no events, or there is no sequence in them, time's existence also becomes questionable. This is the same idea that many modern physicists are now taking seriously. Physicist Julian Barber says there is no such thing as time. His argument is that time is not a flowing stream, but a collection of separate moments. Like a book of pictures, where every page is still in its place. We, meaning consciousness, join those pages in sequence and think something is passing. But if every moment is complete in itself and has no before or after, doesn't this mean that time is only an experience, not a fundamental element? Barber's theory says that now is the only truth. There is no past, no future. Rather, every now is a static structure, a form, a cosmic frame, and our consciousness just keeps jumping from one now to another now. This idea sounds mysterious, but when you think carefully, have you ever felt being in the past or future? You have only experienced the present. Memories, they are stored data in the brain. Hopes, they are imagination. Past and future are only memories and imaginations present in the present, whose existence is only in our thought. This is why yoga and meditation's ancient traditions always focus on now. Aham Vardhamansmi, I am only in this moment, because this is the only truth. Everything else is illusion. A thought, a reflection, a creation. If you look at any experience like you are looking at a tree, then that seeing that moment, that experience is everything. You exist only in that. That becomes time for you. But as soon as you think I saw the tree, you go into the past. Now not experience, only memory. And memory is time's biggest deception. Every attempt to measure time, whether atomic clock or quantum computer, ultimately is only measurement of distance between one event and another event. But this distance is only relative, meaningless without a reference. How much distance is between two moments? This is like asking how much depth is between two pictures. If time is not fundamental, then its direct impact falls on all our physics. General relativity, quantum theory, and even thermodynamics, everything is based on time. And if time itself is an illusion, then all our mathematics also becomes only experiential and theoretical, not fundamental. But the deepest thing is this: if time is an illusion, then death is also an illusion, because death's meaning is there will be no more time. But if time never existed, then death is only an invisible leap from one frame to another frame, from one picture to another picture, and pictures never die. This idea has already been stated by many spiritual traditions. Hindu philosophy says, Kalo Aham, I am time. does this mean I experience time? Or I am that consciousness that imagines time? Buddha says all things arise and then disappear. But if you can rise above the idea of arising and disappearing, then you can see the truth. This is that point where science and meditation, mathematics and silence point to the same truth. Time is only in thinking, not in experience. And that's why when someone goes into meditation, deeply, completely dissolves into this moment, then time disappears. Sometimes 1 hour feels like a few minutes, or a few minutes feel like hours, because consciousness has removed time's sequence, its experience, its thought. Maybe time is only a background on which consciousness paints its experiences, and when consciousness dissolves into void, that background also disappears. No time remains, no I, only presence, an untouchable, undefinable existence. So if time is only experience, then for the universe, there is no time. The sun doesn't know how old it is. The galaxy doesn't know how far it is. It is we who measure, we who count, we who create that illusion which we call time's flow. In the depths of meditation, saints have said this again and again. Time is Maya, it is a veil, and when that veil lifts, what remains is only eternal now, where neither birth happens nor death, neither beginning nor end. Only pure being. So maybe the biggest secret of time is this: it never was. We created it so we could understand our experiences, so we could make sense of change, so we could give meaning to our existence. But existence itself needs no time. It simply is. And when you truly understand this, when you feel it not just intellectually, but experientially, then you become timeless. You become what you always were, not a traveler through time, but consciousness itself, witnessing the dance of moments without being bound by them. This is time's ultimate truth and its ultimate illusion. And now, as we reach the end of this journey, one question remains. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue living as if time is chasing you? Or will you pause, breathe, and realize that you are never in time's grip? That every moment you have is not passing, but simply presenting itself to you, fresh, complete, eternal. The choice, if there even is one, is yours. But remember, there is no rush, because in truth, you have all the time in the world. Or perhaps, more accurately, you have no time at all. Only this, only now, only forever. Thank you for joining me on this cosmic exploration tonight. If this journey touched something deep within you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Mr. Sleepy Science. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Where are you watching from? What does time mean to you now? And as you drift into sleep tonight, let these ideas float gently through your mind, not to solve them, but to dance with them. Sweet dreams, and remember, in the realm of dreams, time truly does disappear.